Hello and welcome to another episode of me looking for any excuse to drink beer. In other words, Vietnamese beer review. Today I have 5 beers that I'm going to review. They're all 330 milliliter cans. But when I looked on Google and I searched the most popular beers in Vietnam, there's actually 9 were on that list, 9 or 10. Some were names that we know from, we're quite familiar with, Heineken, stuff like that. So what I've done is I've taken 5 of the beers that are brewed in Vietnam that you see most of the time in the shops. And the good thing I like about the 5 beers is that they're all different variants of strength of alcohol, apart from 2 of them are 4.3, but we'll get over that, that's not a problem. So what we're going to do, instead of doing an alphabetical order this time, we're going to start from the strongest and work our way down to the weakest. So we're doing a descent and not an ascent, because God knows what will happen if that's the case. But let's crack on anyway and look at the first beer. So we're doing 5 beers today. They're the beers that you would usually find when you go into the shops and you're searching out your beers. These are the ones that I see most often anyway, so let's get into it. Okay, so I have had some of these beers in the last sort of 3 weeks that I've been here, 1 or 2 of one of them and quite a few of the other. This is one that I have had quite a few of, Triple Free, and the reason it's called Triple Free, and I've got to put the peepers on, is because there's 3 countries involved in this particular one. You've got, it says on the can, the best German Hallertau hops, original French recipe and a distinctive Vietnamese touch. But it is brewed in Ho Chi Minh, so it's brewed in the capital. This is the strongest of the 5 that we're going to try, and actually it's a 5.3, which is, it's a nice drink. Actually, this one, and I can attest, if you drink, and I've done my homework and research on this as well, so you're going to have to believe me, but I can attest, if you drink enough of them, you'll start to feel like you're recurring. Right, so let's give it a taste. 5.3, it's the strongest of the 3, and I've got to work out a system to do cans, because we worked out a system to do bottles, like down to the neck, like we've done on the Thai one. But I think we're just going to stick with 3 gulps. I think that's pretty fair, isn't it? 3 is the magic number. So let's give it a whirl and see what it says, this one. Triple Free. And also, yeah, I wanted to just highlight this. It's brewed in, god damn, 1875. So that means since then that the Germans, French and the Vietnamese have been putting this beer together. I've never heard of this beer until I come to Vietnam, but let's give it a try anyway. Oh, I bet that looked good. Right, okay. .3. This isn't an all-dayer. This is not an all-dayer. This is stepping into the wise person zone. Again, like I mentioned in the other video, if you don't drink much, or if you're, you know, just splashing out a little bit on your holidays or while you're traveling, and you start drinking at around 7-8 o'clock, get a couple of these down your neck, you're gonna have a great night. But that really does taste European, I've got to say. That is like, it's definitely got that kind of European taste to it. Obviously German and French influence there with the Vietnamese brewing, but it has that, yeah, one of them, the definite kind of like mix. I can't explain it, but it's, I want to mention other brands of beers, but you know, over the 5.3 that we get in the UK that are from Italy, France, German beers, that type of things. This is very close to that, very, very close. So if you want your beer, your European tasting beer in Vietnam, then probably this is the one to go for. I've not tried any of the others, but straight away this just strikes me as a real European flavour. So yeah, decent one. I don't know whether to finish this off now and move on to the next can, or just have loads of half cans afterwards. No. Right, I'm not quite sure what happened there. Is this on or off? Fucking hell. Disconnected. Right, I'm not quite sure what happened there. Actually, this happened. So now we've gone back down the shop and we've bought a few more of these to make sure that it's a fair review. This is Thuda, and hopefully I've said that right. If I haven't said that right, there's a good chance I've actually said that wrong. Now, what can I tell you about this beer? Where are my papers? 1 second. Ah, fuck. Kicked my toe on the side of the fucking table. Right, this one, oh, you fucker, man. Right, okay, let's get serious now. Okay, 4.7. Okay, 4.7. So 4.7, this is one notch down from the 5.3, which was the 333, which is the German, French and Vietnamese beer. So still very, very flavoursome, also quite strong. And I've had quite a few beers now, so yeah, Thuda. This is brewed in, yeah, I'm not quite sure, so I'm going to put the name here where this is brewed. It ain't Ho Chi Minh, it's somewhere slightly different. I can't pronounce the name, but I will put it up there for you. So 4 point, what did I say it was? So just bear in mind that this is now the 6th review that I've had to go back and paste into the 2nd place review. So yeah, so this is, what the hell is this? Oh, I don't know. 4.7, right, so again, right, perfect, 4.7. So if you don't want your 5% and you want to coast along nicely, this might be an all-dayer for an experienced drinker. I said a lot more in the video that's got no sound to it, but let's get onto it anyway. And I think that's actually got some arches there on it. That looks like Angkor Wat, maybe something along them lines. But yeah, Huda. Let's check it out. I already know what it tastes like, but because of the SD card freaking out anyway. 1. I think 2 mouthfuls is quite enough. Yeah, that's got like a really light, bubbly taste to it. It's not intrusive. It's quite mild. It's deceiving. It's 4.7. It doesn't feel like a 4.7 at all in any way. It feels a lot bubblier. The bubbles are really like bright and jumping out, sparkling and stuff like that. They're not heavy or down or dissipating quickly. They're there and they're quite big and bold, the bubbles in it. So yeah, really nice drink. So Thuda, not Thuda, Huda. And actually brewed in 1990, so the new kid on the block. Okay, beer number 3. And I've not actually drunk this beer. This is the first time that I'm going to drink this beer, but it is beer Hanoi, which is the major city in the north of the country. But there's some writing on the back there as well. But what I wanted to do in real time was really show you how the Google Translate kind of works perfectly, because you want to know what that says on the back of the can. So in real time, nice and quick, I've got the Translate open. If you watch the other video, what you do, you click the camera part there, here like this, and then you take a picture of whatever writing it is you want, and there you can clearly see that it's highlighted it there. And then all I do is go select all, and then right, selected all that on that can, right? So you can use this in any setting in the world. And then you go translate, and as you can see clearly there, it's clearly translated everything into, hold on a minute. There you go. It says, is that picking that up? Happy New Year, the taste of beer makes Telsac Spring Gap thin. Well, it's not probably hasn't translated it all completely, but it gives you an idea of what it's saying on there anyway. So let's have a quick look at this beer. So Hanoi beer, and again we're going down in the alcohol stakes here. So let me put my peepers on quickly, and I'll tell you what percentage this is. 4.3. So what we're getting into now, the 4.3 zones, and anything a little bit lower than that, in my opinion, is possibly someone that goes out to the pub regularly or drinks kind of the lower grade beers, not lower grade, but the lower alcohol sort of gradient of beers. So if you're kind of on a 3.8, or maybe you on a Saturday night, if you're pushing the boundaries and you want to lean over to a 4% beer or something like that, then if you're that type of person, then this is probably going to be something that you're going to want to take an interest in. The reason I say that is because you're in a warm climate, you're going to get a rush of blood to the head. That's just going to happen, yeah? And you're going to cut loose somewhere along the line, and you're going to move on from your 3.8s. And where do you land if you really want to get the party started? On the 4.3s. But don't drink too many of them, because you'll be in the toilet all night peeing. But I've not actually drunk this beer, so we're going to give this one an actual test now. So, yeah, beer Hanoi. Lovely sound. Smells good. All right. That's got a kind of smoky taste to it. I don't know if I'm imagining that or not, or that's kind of, 1 second. That's definitely got a different taste to it than the other beers. That's got a, yeah, I can only describe that as a smoky taste. I don't know how else to describe that. It's got that's it. I can't explain it. It's just a very different beer. It must be maybe the water that it's brewed with. Where's this one brewed? Did we have a look at it? Obviously, I don't want to waste this one because it's bloody lovely. Hold on. Don't worry, I'm going to do an edit here, so we're not going to be in here this long talking about it, but professional. I mean, the can's only, how many times can I turn it around before I find something? I mean, it's got to be brewed in Hanoi, surely. Come on, where's the... Really, I should get the translator out, shouldn't I? But I'd like to... Right, I can't work out where this one's brewed. It doesn't actually say. I'm guessing Hanoi. Hanoi, which we're yet to be at, but I promise we will go there because I really want to go there. I love Vietnam. So yeah, this has got a really acquired taste. Not an acquired taste, but a different taste altogether. This stands out from the other ones that I've drunk, and it's a 4.3. It's very, hold on. Yeah, that's got the bubbles are big and heavy in this one. The big and heavy. The last one we done, the bubbles were light and soft, and the 333 was completely European. But this one's got like a heavy. It's not a heavy grain. They're just like big bubbles. I can't explain it. Big bubbles, and it's got this. But I can't explain that taste. I'd like to have this out of a pint, but obviously I can only judge it out of the cans. But yeah, that's a cool beer, definitely. That's if you want to get a bit saucy with yourself, and you usually drink around the 3.6, 3.8s, and you want to push the boat out on holiday, go for some of this. This has got a definite taste to it. I like it. Yeah, it's cool. Okay, beer number 4. This is a beer that I think for most people, it's their entry point into beer in Vietnam, and it is beer Saigon. And the reason for that is because most people, not most people, you might start in Hanoi. Beers are kicking in. You might start. Let's try that again. You might start in Hanoi and make your way down south. But if you start in Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, chances are that's going to be your entryway into Vietnamese beer, because it's plastered everywhere for happy hour. You get it on tap there, and it just seems to be everywhere in the south, and so it should be. It's named after the city that it's you end up in. Perfect score. So yeah, beer Saigon. What can I tell you about this beer? I've drunk bundles of this actually. I say bundles, I make myself sound like an alcoholic, probably thousands of cans, but this one's at 4.3%. Again, this is the all-dayer. I can attest to it. This is an all-dayer, definitely an all-dayer. Obviously eat your greens, get some sustenance inside you, but if you really want to start cracking on, like I said before, the yard arm hits 12, beer Saigon's the one that's going to alleviate all of your stresses and worries for the short period of time that you live in paradise. But what can I say about this beer? Beer Saigon lager, gold medal brew. This is actually brewed in the capital, so it's brewed in Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon. It's a 4.3. It's quite a familiar logo. You see it around a lot, like all the other ones as well, but this one specifically in Saigon you see quite a lot. But again, the beers are up and down the country. They're in all the fridges. And like I said, the beauty of all these beers is they're all different strengths, which is a nice thing because there's something for everyone here, definitely. So if you're a fan of the all-day beers and you really want to get stuck in and show off all your superpowers, that's the one for you. So let's have a look at the year on this. I don't think I've touched on the years of all the other ones. If I haven't, then I'll put them up in the text afterwards. But this one's 1875. So this one is old school, man. That means this is over... Oh, it's got to be... It's a long time anyway that this one's been around. So brewed to perfection. Right, let's give it a taste. Is there anything else I can tell you about? It's got a cool dragon logo on the back. All of the cans here have got wicked logos. I'll try and highlight them a little bit as well when we're doing the scores at the end. But I don't want to verbally do the scores now. I want to consider them all when I've got them laid out so I can think about it. But in my mind, I'm working out as I go. So beer Saigon, here we go. 4.3, the all-dayer. That was a massive gulp. Right, I've just worked out the actual scientific measure is not gulping. You've got to fill your mouth up twice and then drink it back in the can. That really seems to work, that does. I like this one. I might be biased towards it because it's been the entry point for me with the beers because I started in Saigon. But I like this one. This has got like a really sort of a nice fizz to it. It's not too intrusive. It leaves a nice taste in the mouth. None of these beers are expensive. I mean, they're between sort of 12,000 and 14,000 dong each a can, which is like it's peanuts. It's peanuts. Price is there, so your money will go far. This one though is this is the one that when you burp after a beer, and I just did it then, and the burp lingers in the top of your nose there and it just fizzes in your head. Yeah, that's that one for me. I love all of these beers. Right, beer number 5, and this one actually I've seen it in the fridges and stuff, and I didn't really do anything about it, shame on me, until last night when I started doing some revision homework, some like investigating. Basically I drank some of them, so I know a little bit about this beer, but that's only from last night, so I'm no expert with it. But this particular one is called LaRue. LaRue. What can I tell you about LaRue? Let's have a look. Where is the percentage on the can? Where is it? Oh, I really ain't got a Danny. All right, let's have a look. No, it does say it's 4.2. 4.2 this one. And I really like the logo of that. That's just like straight up and down a cool logo for me. I like that bit of animalistic business. Again, 1909, which is quite an unusual year for a beer to be brewed. A lot of them, like a lot of beers, say 1664, 18 something there. This one, 1909. Is that an unusual number for a beer to be brewed? Possibly. But I like the look of this beer. I like that it's 1909. And where is it brewed? Let's have a look. It's brewed in. Oh, I haven't got a Danny. Oh, I've done that one, haven't I? Let's have a look. Okay. I think Ho Chi Minh as well, this one. So a lot coming out of the capital, a lot coming out of Ho Chi Minh. Cool logo. Let's give it a taste. 4.2. This is the weakest of the 5 now. I forgot to mention the last 2 were 4.3. Did I say that? But they were definitely different tastes. But this is 4.2. So now we're coming down the slope, reaching the end of the piece. Here we go. I totally ruined the scientific thing now. I'm so sorry. Again, that one has got. Straight away, is that a Pilsner? Is that a Pilsner? I mean, I should get Google Translate out, but again, that's got a definite. Sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional here. That's got a definite sort of for a 4.2. That is quite a strong taste. I've got to say, that really tastes strong. It's definitely got like a lingering alcohol taste on it, a beer taste, a nice one. The bubbles are tight and sharp on it. They're not like heavy or anything. They're not fluffy in your mouth like fizzy or frothy or anything like that. They're quite. This reminds me of the homework last night. Yeah, they're definitely like sharp and sinking. The drink is straight in there. This is definitely an all-dayer. This one is probably the king of the all-dayers. Yeah, this is obviously, listen, drink within moderation, right? But killer. Drink within moderation, but this one's also an all-dayer. It's a good beer. You can taste it. It's quality. In fact, all of these beers are quality beers. You know, quality beers, and you're picking them up for compared to what you're paying if you're from the West or if you're from outside of Southeast Asia and you're in one of the big countries, so to speak, whatever that means. But these are pennies, these beers, and the quality behind them is excellent. So LaRue as well. And yeah, that's been my beer review. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. We'll have a look at the cans now and we'll do a bit of a scoring. And if you haven't been to Vietnam, get to Vietnam. It's wicked here, trust me.